Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, first things first, Seahawks game is on, so I might get a little bit distracted, but the game is, I think it's either over or it's almost over. But no, today's episode, I wanted to overall talk on positivity and happiness. Like, how do you find it? How can you be it? And overall, don't listen to anybody that tells you you can't be positive or happy all the time. Like, if you want to be positive and happy all the time, do that. And that's the thing. It's like, you're going to have your moments when you get mad. You're going to have your moments where you're stressed out, frustrated, and all that stuff. But when you meet people, or when you're talking with people that you've never met, friends of yours, always bring some sorts of like positivity in their life. Whether you're making them laugh, whether you're motivating them, whatever you're doing, but do not be that person where you're just down for no reason. Like, you're down bad, sad, upset, stressed out, no reason whatsoever. Like, people could just be chilling and then you just come up out of there with like energy that's like, it don't even need to be there. So that's why I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, nah, man. Like, I've been around people like that where they're mad 24/7. And I'm like, and I think there was this one girl I remember I went to school with. Like, I just remember like the conversations we did have, but like most of the time she just seemed like she was always mad about stuff. I don't know. When she posts on Instagram, she seems happy, but I'm like, other than that, I'm like, when the times when we were in school, like, man, I'm telling you, that girl, she just, like, there was a time though where she had to get mad for the right reasons. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know. Maybe that's just who she is. But other than that, I was like, I remember we were talking about wrestling one night. That's just something I'll never forget about that girl. I never would have guessed that she was a wrestling fan. I think she said it was like her dad watches it, and so that's why she watches it. And I was like, man, this is just wild. I'm like, I was not expecting that, but nah, she was like constantly like, and that's just one thing where it's like, if you look angry, like, okay, that's, I think what's my issue is that I look angry, but I'm one of the most happiest people ever. Like, well, all right, maybe not happiest, but like one of the most positive, like, outgoing people ever and stuff. Because I'm like, my thing is like, why do I need to be mad? Why do I need to be stressed out and frustrated all the time? Because I'm like, I don't want to be that all the time. So I'm like, what more, the one thing that I want more. Oh, this guy, he going off in this game. We're going up against the Steelers right now. And I think he's a coach. He was going off. He was yelling at all those referees. They got like 3 seconds left. They act like they about to do something. I like how I'm talking about like positivity and I'm not even hyping my team up and stuff. I'm like, I want them to win, but I'm like, bro, they've been messing up right now. And I'm like, I don't even know what to think. But anyways, but no, like, why would I want to be like, look, they just, what are they doing now? I swear, this is so confusing. But anyways, but no, like, why would I want to be angry the whole time? Like, or even like half the time. I don't want to have no bit of anger in me. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be able to I don't want to look at things and just get angry. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. Like, no, that was like one of the things I think I spoke on a lot was overall, oh, they're going to go for a field goal. They should try to I think field goal. Then they're going to go into overtime. But I ain't watching this. When it gets to 9 o'clock, because Fear the Walking Dead is coming on, he going to make it. Hey, yo, our field goal kicker, that dude, he is freaking talented. Like, that guy is crazy good. But anyways, but no, like, yeah, I'm like, or no, cause so that's what I was overall talking about before I got distracted. Let me just go ahead, because they ain't went into overtime, so it's whatever at this point. But anyways, but no, like, that was one of the things I do remember from like last year was when I was going through my whole stuff where I was like sad and depressed and all that stuff. And that was like one of the things is that I caught myself doing was that when people would talk on how they're getting into a relationship, or even more so when like friends of mine would post on social media that they're in a relationship, I would feel like anger in me, because I'm like, man, like, why am I not in one? Why am I single? Why am I? And it's stuff like that where I'm like, hey, yo, I should just I'm going to just let things happen naturally. If stuff happens, stuff happens. If they don't, they don't. But I'm like, I can't be like that anymore. I'm, breaking that like habit and stuff, because I'm like, when I see other people happy and making goals and making moves, there was a part of me was like, like not so much as like jealousy, but like just, well, I guess it can be considered jealousy and stuff, but I'm like, man, I can't, I don't like that. I don't like having that feeling in me and stuff. So I was like, I need to change that, because that's just not a good feeling to me. But but then there is that. Then I just remember that there was times before when I would like when I was overall getting into it with people on social media, people would be like, or I'll say that in my videos and be like, oh, I'm, a positive, like I want to be a positive YouTuber. I want to be able to spread positivity, be cool people. People will comment and be like, you can't always be positive. And I'm like, well, why would okay, so based off of your logic, if somebody comes to me and they're like, oh man, my dog just died, and I'm like, well, what does that got to do with me? I don't care about your dead dog. Like, why would you say some stuff like that? Why not, like, console that person? Give them a little virtual, like, pat on the back of the hug and be like, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, I don't know what I can possibly do. But, hey, I'm like, I really do hope things do get better for you. I'm like, I know how it feels to, I never had, like, dogs that have died. But I know how it feels to, like, have to give your pets away. And yeah, it's a tough feeling. It's a feeling where it's like, dang, like, I wasn't really expecting that, but it's messed up. It honestly it is. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, if I can't, my thing is this: if it's something that's never happened to me, I put myself in that person's shoes, and I'm like, well, what would I want to hear if I was in their shoes right now? And I think I've talked on that before. That's like just the little thing that I just that I do with people, where I'm like, if they approach me with saying something, overall telling me something like, how would I, or what would I overall do in that situation where it was the other way around? Where it's like, what would I want to hear? Or what would I want to be said? Or what would I say? It's just so many things that to say about that. But I'm like, I just can't be negative towards a person. They ain't got no reason to have like a negative response to them. Like that's just something I know I wouldn't want that to happen to me. So why would I do that to somebody else? And I don't think people sit down and think about that. They're so caught up and busy like, oh, I want to be negative. I want to be angry. I want to be... And I'm like, there's no reason for that. There's no reason to be negative, angry, or whatsoever. It's like, bruh, find happiness, seek it, chase it. Bro, like, I'm telling you, like, I found happiness and it feels good. It feels good to know that there is something, like, out there that can bring that out of you. So I'm like, my thing is like, look, whether I got to be up day and night trying to get more and more closer to this goal and things, I'm like, fam, I will do what I need to do. But I'm like, I'm not going to, why would I chase anger? Why would I chase being stressed out? Like, there's so many, like, just, there's crazy to put it in these words, but there's benefits of being chasing stress. Like, it ain't good benefits. It's extremely bad and horrible benefits. But no, I remember working at my old job, because that's something that I told people, or that was something I overall remember looking up online on why this had happened to me. But I remember like the first year working at my old job, and it was that not that summer of 2016, but it was the summer of 2017. That's when I had got this joint disorder in my jaw. Speaking of that, that was like one thing that I hated when I talked on it. That was like when I was overall talking about like getting that joint disorder. People was like, so you self-diagnosed yourself? Well, I wasn't dealing with this when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, any other ages. I just started dealing with this. So something isn't right. I'm like, that's something, I'm like, why else would my jaw be hurting? What would you tell me if I said that my jaw in this certain little area is hurting? And I looked up what it is, and that's the first thing that popped up. So it's supposed to be something else? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's people like that that will get a negative response out of me, because I'm like, look, please do not argue with me. I know what's wrong with my body. Okay, and if I look some up, I'm like, okay, if I say that I got chest pains and they're all like, oh, your heart's missing, I'm like, well, honestly, it ain't that. Okay, but I'm like, just to check, okay, I feel beeps, so I'm like, okay, my heart isn't missing, so I'm like, it ain't heart missing syndrome, like, I don't know, but anyways, but no, moving on, but no, at this job was an extremely stressful job, especially when there was like key people that I had they ended up venturing out and going to other places. It got tough. It got extremely tough. Like, there was a lot of work that was being put on me, and I'm like, oh my God, like, bro. But then by the time it was crazy though, because by the time when I was like, like when the pandemic had started and I overall had got laid off from that place, like, I had everything down in the bag. We had a good staff. We had like full staff on correction. We had a full staff. Everything was good. Everything was Gucci. Everything was perfect. Okay. And that joint disorder was gone by honestly, no, by that 2020, like this year. And then doing content creating, I made it where it was stressful on me. It was self-inflicted stress, but it was stress that I can handle. It was stress where I'm like, you know what? I like being in this position. I like being in this position where I'm recording videos and podcast episodes and TikToks and all these other different things, overall following my dreams. So that's one of the ways I'm like, finding happiness and being positive is following your dreams. And when you're just on that road of just success, when you're on that road of just, finding your happiness in things, why would you do you honestly think you will elevate in life if you're being negative towards people? For no reason on top of that, do you honestly think you will elevate in life being negative? Because I'm like, look, you can be president of the United States, you could go crazy and somehow become president of the whole world. But if you're being negative, that ain't gonna last forever. And you know what? To talk on happiness, to talk on positivity and happiness isn't gonna last forever. But you best believe until my final few days on earth, I'm gonna carry that stuff with me until I'm no longer here. And I'm like, but I just can't be that person, because I'm like, when they tell me that I've inspired them, that I've motivated them, that they come to me when they're depressed, that that there's all these different things that a person tells me that I did, why would I look at that as why would I give that a negative response when it's one of the most positive things that can be told to me? Why would I give that a negative response? What would that overall do for me besides make me look like a douchebag? Like, I'm saying, I don't think people fully understand that, where it's like, there's no reason to be angry. There's gonna be things that are gonna cause you to be angry. There's gonna be things that cause you to be stressed, frustrated, everything possible. All right. But there's no reason, okay, to have like a negative response to people that ain't did nothing to you. So that's why I'm like, fam, like, it's crazy how people would get, like, something would happen to them, right? Something would happen to them, and they feel like that they got to take their anger out on people, and they ain't even did nothing to them. Like, I know people like that, where it's like, if something happens to them, and it'll be the smallest thing, and if I'm in the area, I will get a tongue lashing. I will get some anger out on me, and I'm like, what did I do to you? And that's people like that. I stay far away from them. I'm like, no, until you actually learn how to be a better person and stop, like, acting like that. I'm like, fam, I don't want to be bothered with you if you're going to carry on like that. No, that's not cool. That's just something I'm like, no, I do not want to be bothered. And I don't have to have people like that in my life. I don't care who they are. I'm like, no, if somebody acts like that, I'm like, until you learn how to be a more positive person towards me, because I ain't even did nothing to you. I mean, until you learn how to do that, I'm like, fam, you keep that energy over there. That's friends or family. But I'm like, I ain't going to be around people if they going to be mad and angry and, and I ain't even did nothing. So I'm like, I understand, people need their space. People are bothered. People, they stressed out and they just need some time to themselves. I'm like, hey, let me know. Because I'm like, that's one of the key things to just life is communication. You got to communicate. You got to let people know. Excuse me, I feel like that's like one of the things that people just don't do is they don't communicate. And that's why when they're, they just sitting there with anger and somebody's trying to come up to them, crack jokes and make them smile or be happy. And then they just lash out on that person. And I'm like, okay, you got issues. And then I'm just going to leave that person alone. I'm like, I don't want to be bothered with nobody like that. So I'm saying, I was like, it's people, if they carry on like that, I'm like, hey, yo. It's like, you're going to keep that energy over there because I don't want to be bothered with you if you're going to act like that. So, but anyways, let me go ahead because I need to go get me a hoodie and stuff. So it's that time of the year where things is getting cold and things. But Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 36 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your next purchase. And also, make sure you use my support a creator code for Epic Games. And yeah, help yourself out on that website. So, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.